So at this point in the war, there's 3 hours and 15 minutes left, and this is the turning point. We've got 6 people running this base, as I mentioned before, and finally they managed to crack it. This is a really critical attack to watch for a number of reasons. The main thing is look at the technique around the loon drop and look at the strategy they take for tackling these types of bases which have hog rings. So you'll notice that it uses a 9-point balloon drop. In terms of hog rings, they approach the Inferno from the back rather than the front, or really all sides, because you'll see that from looking at the previous raid, you'll see coming at the front there's lots of defense in front of the Inferno as is part of the design, and it puts heaps of damage on the balloons. This tends to come out of freeze and put damage on the balloons before the Inferno goes down, and then your loons haven't got enough power to get through the rest of the base. By coming through the back, you'll see here, in the middle, there's not as much damage the Inferno puts on, and that's the way, in terms of the angle you approach your Inferno, coming in where there's less damage means that the balloons are able to take out the Inferno without too much damage from the Inferno. The other thing about it is, by adopting what's the 9-point drop here, that effectively dismantles the effect of the hog ring, so the balloons don't path around the hog ring or the balloon ring, they come straight into the Inferno. So 2 critical things to look at in tackling these types of bases. One is potentially come at the Inferno from the back, where the Inferno is protected by less defense buildings, and the second is a many point drop to dismantle the effect of the routing on the base. So let's have a look at the raid. So what they've done here is given up on the north after 5 attempts, and they've come in from the south. 2 golems, the king, the queen, to clear stuff out. I think they drop a jump about here. So I would fix this now, but because I opened too much of the base. And so just waiting for them to come through, clearing things out. And they actually use a lightning, a rage, and a jump on this first part of the raid. So raging there, and the jump, and then we'll lightning the CC. Lightning my CC doesn't work as well because I've got 3 wizards and I think 4 or 5 minions, so you take out about half the CC. But you can see here it takes out the bow, and in the end use the queen ability, and that takes out the Inferno. So look at that first part of the raid. So they've used 3 spells in the first part of the raid. You can see that I've used my heavy wall to effect there. But then they've got 3 hounds and 21 balloons for the rest of the base, with only a rage and a heal. Now this is really fascinating. Now that the Inferno will go down, you see what they're going to do is they're going to approach. They'll drop the lava across here, which will draw all the fire from the Wiz Tower, draw any bombs. Another lava here, and then they will do a 1, 2, 3, 4, I think 5, 6, 7, 8, 9-point drop to tackle it. And what that does, and you'll see it through the raid, is the loons will sort of bunch, and so by the time they're coming at the Inferno, rather than having lots of spread balloons, you've got heaps and heaps of balloons, a group of like 15 or 20 balloons coming at that Inferno under rage, and that's what takes the Inferno down, and doesn't have, you don't have heaps of defense buildings to work through. You've just got too many loons. It just overwhelms the Inferno, and it's in the second half of the raid. So the advantage there is you're not doing heaps of damage on your balloons early, so you can sort of take them through the base, and they're pretty well protected by the lavas in the first part of the raid. So have a look at it. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, lava, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, lava, probably 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and so you can see the drop there. Now you're seeing this technique, by dropping it so even, they will work through the buildings, and then they'll all enclose in on the Inferno at the same time, and that also minimises the effect of splash damage as I've talked about. So by dropping it like that, you're effectively eliminating the routing on the base. So rage through here. So that by raging through here, they've got all the loons approaching the Inferno at the same time, which means lots of loons aren't under damage. And then I love this bit. They drop a heal here, so they've got the loons right for the second half of the rest of the base, and it comes through and wipes out the base. So look at that, 9-point drop. Only 2 spells to do the back of the base, and you can see that they've just they've really tackled that Inferno by having so many balloons coming in it at the same time that most of the loons aren't being damaged when they're coming at the Inferno. An absolutely superb raid. Congratulations, first person in 4 months to bust the design. Bit bittersweet, but I just love that sort of raiding.